Welcome to Art and Actuality. I am changing the name of the channel. I'm doing this because I want to change the focus from purely, philosophical things and things of that nature, spirituality and the like, and I want to go more toward art and just kind of general life, talking about different topics, things that we can discuss and find ways to learn more about things and understand things better. So without further ado, let's get into it here. And I'm just going to talk about my journey. I'm going to keep it really simple. So this past, the end of this year anyway, the last several months I've been teaching English, and I've done that going back for a little while now. I really do like a good story. I like to express myself. I like to use language. That's a big part of what I do on this channel, and just think deeply about things, right? I like to think about philosophy. I like to think about, history and things that have shaped our cultures throughout time and things that apply to our lives in the present day, or my life or your life, right? Or maybe the lives of some of the students that I've taught, or the lives of some of the students that I will teach in the future. So that's what I want to start to focus more on going forward. I want to start to have thought-provoking conversations, or at least start to look into topics in a way that is thought-provoking, and in a way that allows for there to be further exploration, and possibly make some courses at some point in time that can talk about maybe basic life skills, or areas that I've specialized in, like research is one of those areas, actually. Another area would be investigations, which is also very similar to research. So research, investigations, basic life skills, like different ways that you can learn about things. Like, I think a lot of things, a lot of times we're not so adept at finding information in ways that aren't just easy and quick and cheap. Something like ChatGPT, you can type in a question and it'll spit out an answer almost immediately, right? So that's like one of the examples that I would give of a thing that people need to learn. They need to learn how to cross-reference information, how to source information from various different sources, how to fact-check information themselves instead of relying on someone else to do that for them. Right? How do you do that? You look at multiple different sources of information, right? You might go to multiple different news outlets and look and see what the story says. You might be surprised. You might see some different things. You might even go to multiple different search engines, right? Like you might go to Google, DuckDuckGo, you might go to Dogpile, anything that aggregates search engines to see if there's any results that aren't on one that are on the other, right? You can look at studies. Just like anyone else, just like a professional researcher, you can actually go and look at studies. They're also available for you to look at online, unless it's like an academic study, and then you might have to have a subscription to like a database or something, right? But even that you could do, just like you would pay for a subscription for something like ChatGPT, right? So these are the kinds of things that I want to teach going forward. I want to teach just basic skills, different things that I've learned over the years that have been really helpful for me, that give me an added and expanded skill set that I can use to go and do things that help me in my life, right? I want to be able to help introduce people to those ideas. And just these ones that I'm talking about now are just kind of the tip of the iceberg. They're not necessarily everything that I know, but I do want to try to find a way to kind of weave together these ideas of, having thought-provoking conversation, talking about deep topics, right? And then finding ways to mix that together with the practical side of life, right? And I really hope that we can create something good here. I also want to share a lot of my art on this channel. I want to make sure that I get a chance to really express myself, to be a true expression of who I really am, and to be authentic, And that's another thing that I think is really important for me lately, is just finding a way to, I want to be able to find a path forward where I can express myself. I can be my true authentic self. I can do things that are true self-expression, like my art, like maybe I can do something to do with the music, I can introduce you guys to some of those topics as well. Or maybe we can talk about how music and art are, shaping our culture today, or something like that. These are things that I want to find new ways to approach these things in new ways, and yet still be able to share a part of myself that is passionate, and I want to be able to share some of the ideas that I'm passionate about, right? So that's kind of a challenge. Changing directions. I'm trying to make it into more of a synergistic thing where it's going to tie together with my teaching, it's going to tie together with my art, and it's going to tie together with deep conversations without just kind of going off the rails, or having it just be kind of directionless to where it doesn't necessarily tie in to other things that I'm doing, right? So that's why I'm really, really excited about this new direction, and I hope you will be too. I hope that we can find ways to expand upon the kinds of things that I was talking about in the past.